Okay, so this one's quite exciting. This is an HD4 MBX 5G. It's the first MBX 5G that I've seen, actually. So we're going to unbox this together for the first time and see what's inside. Okay, here we go. Quick start guide, of course. We've got the router itself. Let's get rid of the packaging. And we've got the rest of the accessories. Let's lose the box. Let's lose the bag. There we go. Oh my goodness. Look at that beauty. What a monster this is. So this is the Max HD4 MBX 5G. Oh, it's so heavy in the hand, and look at all of these QMA connectors. It's quite incredible, really. So it's 4 QMAs per cellular connection, right? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we've got a GPS at the end there. Very nice. Let's see what's in the other box. We've got some fun stuff. We've got power, GPS antenna. This is a QMA to SMA. We've got the power brick itself. This is 54 volt, 3.34 amps. And the reason for that is that these ports are PoE. They've got support 802.8.3.AT PoE out. So that's why we've got such a high voltage power supply. We've got some rack ears here, so you can mount it in a rack, of course. And then we have some stick antennas. These will be for the Wi-Fi. 4 of those, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those go onto the onto radio 1 and radio 2 for Wi-Fi. We've got one radio which acts as a Wi-Fi WAN, so it can connect to public hotspots, and the other one which is for LAN client access. That's great. We've got an earth bonding strap. Where would that fit on here? Oh, right back there we've got an earth connection, which is good. And then finally we've got some Peplink branded cable tie, Velcro cable tie, useful for keeping everything under control. So let's just tidy this back so we can see what we've got. Rack mount screws, the actual ears. We've got some feet there as well if you needed them. So we've got the feet, we've got the power brick, we've got the IEC, that in this case UK mains power, QMA adapter, GPS. That's because the GPS is SMA, and the connector on the back, here it is over here, is QMA, so that's needed to connect to the GPS. We've got that earth bonding strap from earlier. We've got 4 Wi-Fi connections, and we've got the quick start guide. And there we have it, the MBX 5G. What a box that is. Let's go and have a talk about it and see what we can do with it. Today is an exciting day. I'm getting my hands on for the very first time with an HD4 MBX 5G. Look at this beauty. Look at the size of this thing. I tell you what, it's hard for me to hold it up to the camera. It's that heavy. It's metal. It's really solidly built. It's all passively cooled as well. There's no fans. It's got this beautiful, touchy-feely heat sink on the top of that. Look at that. Really, really nice. And I'm really glad to finally get my hands on to have a play with one. So 5G, let's have a look at the back. What we've got here are all of the QMA connectors. We've gone to QMA to reduce the size, and also they're so much nicer to use than SMA, I think. So we've got 4 modems in here, 4 antenna elements per modem, so 16 QMA connectors for LT, or for the 5G LT cellular signal alone. And at the end here we've got a GPS antenna as well. Now in the box, when you get the HD4 MBX, you get provided with a GPS antenna that's got SMA, so you get an SMA to QMA adapter, which is great. What else is in the box? There's the power supply, of course. The power supply is quite interesting on the MBX in that it comes with a single power supply block, that's 54 volts. Why 54 volts? Because on the front we've got 8 PoE LAN ports. That's PoE 802.3 AT, so that's 25 watts per port. Great for powering CCTV or whatever the hell else is on PoE that you need to use on the go. But when it comes to power, you've got a couple of options. You've got 2 inputs here from PoE brick, so you get yourself another PSU and plug that in alongside the one that comes in the box, and that gives you redundant power there. You've also got a terminal block. Now the terminal block will accept 12 volts to 56 volts. Anything over 48 volts will give you that PoE out on the front. Anything less than that, and you're running it as a router as normal, but without PoE. There just isn't the voltage there to support it. So that's great if you're running it inside of a car or a lorry, car at 12 volts, lorry at 24 volts. If you needed PoE to work in those sorts of situations, you can get yourself a voltage regulator, a boost voltage regulator, but you would want something that's pretty high powered. That would be quite a large boost adapter. Something to look at. I'll see if I can dig out some examples and share them in the comments. So yeah, it's a honking bit of kit. 4 modems. You've got, let's carry on looking at the back. What else can we see? We've got the SIM card slots. So 4 modems, 2 SIM cards per modem. So 8 SIMs in total can go into this router, but only 4 of those SIMs can be active at any one time. Each modem can choose between the SIMs based on bandwidth allocation, signal strength, and availability, of course. And you've also got ignition sense, which is a nice new thing to see on the MBX compared to the traditional HD4. Now let's go around to the front. What do we see here? Well, we've got 2 Wi-Fi radios, Wi-Fi WAN and Wi-Fi LAN, and then we've got 3 wired WAN inputs here. We've got the PoE LAN ports that we talked about earlier, the 8 of those, and then we've got 2 USB WAN connections as well. So if you think about that, that's 4 cellular connections, 3 wired WAN, 2 USB, and a Wi-Fi WAN. That's 10 possible WAN connections, and indeed all 10 connections could be, 4G or even 5G, which lends this device to being super reliable, to being able to use multiple operators, multiple networks, and indeed with the SIM card combinations as well, you can keep this thing connected wherever it might be. That's a powerful box of tricks right there. Let's talk about throughput. 2.5 gigabits of throughput from WAN to LAN side, which makes sense. And then if you're doing SpeedFusion bonding and bonding all of these connections together over SpeedFusion VPN, you've got 600 meg of unencrypted and 500 meg of encrypted bandwidth. So a powerhouse. It's heavy. If you wanted to smack someone in the face to hurt them, you could do that with this very easily. This is a great box of tricks. I can't wait to see what it can do here in the UK on our 5G networks that are beginning to emerge. This is actually going out to a customer in just a moment for them to test, and I hope to feedback on that when I see some results. Thanks very much.